said that, pagdating sa Pilipinas, of course, it's not just the communist insurgency, which has been really a major national security problem, but the other one is extremism, right? Religious extremism and terrorism. Now, it looks like, based on the reports we're seeing, is it ISIS, Daesh, right? Which is claiming to be responsible behind yung mga latest terrorist attack na nangyari sa Marawi. If I'm not mistaken, this is Marawi State University area ba yan? Ronald, what do you think about this? Because I thought Digong was so good that he banged Zamoro and he fixed everything, etc. But I mean, do you think this is, how should I put it? May kinalaman ba ito dun sa kapalpakan ng dating administration when it comes to reconstruction of Marawi? Because yung center ng Marawi, when I was there in 2019, totally nothing fixed. 2 years after Duterte promised to make Marawi beautiful again. Base sa reports ng mga Mindanao friends ko, were there, as in recently, not much also changed. To what degree is this terrorist attack, assuming it is, really associated by religious extremist groups, to what degree is this a result of the failure of the previous administration to make Marawi beautiful again? And ironically, from a president who's the favorite son of Mindanao, right?
Very complicated kasi itong Mindanao, as you well know, Richard, 'di ba? Kaya baka hindi lang ito isang possible source eh. Hindi lang yung Marawi. Marami kasi nangyayari at the same time. Halimbawa, before the attack, 11 BIFF ang namatay just a few days before in a military offensive, no? Tapos meron din tayong yung binabanggit mo, may mga disenchantment, reklamo tungkol sa handling nung Marawi, no, nung reconstruction, no? Meron ding mga nag-agitate within the MILF who now controls the BARM na sa mga bata na yung promise o yung mga commitments ng BARM ay hindi na-achieve para dun sa mga mas maliliit na mga mamamayan ng BARM. So may nag-agitate even against their own leadership, no? Yan ay mapupulot mo kung saan-saan, no? Tapos, meron ding pinag-uusapan natin sa isang episode, meron ding mga pangyayari sa National Center of Power, no, na posible rin na gamitin, no? Gamitin itong mga pangyayari sa Mindanao for their own political national objectives, no? So, ang dami yan eh, nag-intersect, nag-interact itong mga developments na ito, no? Ang lumalabas ay yung suspect dito ay isang dating Maute subcommander, si Katab, no? Dati siyang Maute subcommander na nahuli dati pero suspiciously, strangely ay pinakawalan, no? Eh napakainit ng Maute noon. Ba't mo papakawalan ng isang subcommander? Itong si Katab, no? Siya yung parang ina-identify dito. Pero ang nag-claim ay yung bagong pangalan ng ISIS dito sa Mindanao, no? Na parang bahagi ay revenge dun sa mga pinatay na BIFF na hindi naman formally kasama sa Maute or sa ISIS. So ito ay iba't ibang grupo na parang merong coordination o merong intersection, no? Sa bagay, sa Mindanao naman yung iba miyembro ng Abu Sayyaf, former member ng MNLF, former member ng MILF, no? Bahagi ng
groups. Yeah, splinter.
Bahagi ng so naghahalo-halo minsan. Ang ayaw natin na ito ay magmukha na namang religious war between Christians and Muslims, no? Kahit may nagke-create ng ganung klaseng condition dahil ang binom pa, misa eh. So malinaw yung objective eh, no? Pero baka may mga ibang objectives na hindi ko naman sinasabi na may basis, pero may counting question mark. Like itong suspect sa bombing, si Katab. This is a Maute na nahuli. Hanggang ngayon, hindi ko alam paano nakawala. Tumakas ba? Pinakawalan ba?
Kailan ba pinakawalan?
Nung panahon ng previous government. No? Nung panahon ng Duterte government.
That's my point.
So nahuli yan, bakit siya nakawala? Pinakawalan ba siya? Nakatakas ba siya? Medyo may question mark. No, hindi ko yan dinidikit sa kahit ano.
No, we're just saying, pero yung legitimate question.
Nakakaalam. yung mga nakakaalam sa mga pangyayari, yung kilala itong mga taong ito, ay nagtatanong lang, no? Nagtatanong lang.
Kaya nga
What is
naman, Ronald,
happening?
yung mga pa-caveat ka. But just to say on the record, ito po yung position ng ating
Ah,
gobyerno. So, ayon kay the Armed Forces Chief Romeo Bronner, sabi niya it is possible that what happened this morning was a retaliatory attack, referring to the attack over the weekend dun sa pagpatay no ng isang Daula Islamia
pero, pero,
leader.
pero, pero Richard, yung mga revenge attack na yan, hindi yan ganun kabilis eh. Just
Mm.
a few days. No? Lalo na kung ibang grupo ang mag-implement, hindi siya ganun kabilis. Ilang naman yung tanong ko, pwedeng ganun kabilis, pero usually hindi ganyan kabilis. Dahil maghahanda ka, i-casing mo yung lugar, titingnan mo yung best targets, i-casing mo saan ka makakatakas, saan ka aatras, anong klaseng bomba yung gagamitin mo na hindi forensically mako-connect yung signature. Halimbawa, in this case, ang ginamit ay isang 60 millimeter, no,
Yeah.
na usually gamit military, at isang RPG. Dinikit siya at nilagay sa isang bag, no, or
Right.
something, no, at sumabog. Ang strange dito, wala yung usual na ginagamit for maximum damage. Ito yung mga big nails. Ito yung mga lalaking pako and other metal objects na sinasama diyan. Wala yan, no? So, yun ang medyo strange. Usually, ang ginagamit ng mga terorista, maximum damage, nilalagay niya. Buti naman, hindi. Bagamat nakakalungkot pa rin yung mga namatay at yung mga injured, no, at yung mga na-shock sa pangyayari, no. Ang laki ng damage nito no, na hindi dapat nangyari. Pero looking at how they do it, usually hindi ganyang kabilis yung mga revenge attacks. Lalo na ilang araw lang ang pagitan, no? Hindi ko sinasabi na hindi. Sinasabi ko lang, usually, it takes some time. Dahil i-casing mo yung lugar, pipili ka ng tatakasan, paano, magbibuild ka ng team na gagawa, tapos gagawin mo yung bomba. Sabi ko nga, in this case, parang isang 60 millimeter na dinikit sa RPG
I
without the
see your
usual name.
I see your yeah, I mean like that, yeah, operational logistical detail. What does it say about preparation at saka the intention, no? Well, Gibo Chedoro's stance naman, Ronald, is foreign elements were involved, so it could be Malaysian, Indonesian, if not mga Arab elements, no? I mean, this is about whatever remnants of Al Qaeda, ISIS, Daesh, saying that we're still around, something like that, no? Do you think that this is more foreign than Filipino maute?
It could be, pero nung unang in-interview si Secretary Gibo, ayaw niya magbigay kaagad ng conclusion Na mas circumspect siya, na iniimbestigahan pa. Ang unang nagbigay yung presidente, di ba? Siya unang nagsabi na ito ay terrorist act, etc. So ngayon, baka mas may enough evidence sila, mas enough intelligence para gumawa ng mga conclusions, no? Ako naman ay wala no? Hindi ko pine-presume na may hawak ko yung intelligence at saka evidence na hawak ng gobyerno. Akin lang naman ay
Yun nga, I mean,
mga
even if we had,
no?
of course, we cannot share. Pero Ronald, ako kasi, the reason I'm asking is, I mean, you and I have been following, I mean, this is a very unfortunate line of business, no? I mean, like, following all of this, yun nga, yung strings of terrorist attacks sa region, sa atin, before Daesh and ISIS, there was Al-Qaeda and all of that. And unfortunately, di ba, second front talagang Southeast Asia, especially Pilipinas, di ba, over the past decade or so. And I was hoping kasi, Ronald, I was really hoping after the Bangsamoro, I mean, if there's one thing good I appreciated about President Digong was he tried to at least nudge us towards giving some basic respect and some recognition of the historical injustice against our Moro brothers and sisters, essentially. And when I was there in 2019, actually, kausap natin si back then Colonel Bronner, before he became the AFP chief in general. And, there was a lot of optimism that election violence were going down, that people were feeling more safe. Yun lang, the big problem was yung center ng Marawi, ang daming problema, including yung ancestral land issues. And then there were still refugees not far away. And mas depressed ako dun sa developmental reconstruction part. But I felt in terms of overall security, we were really moving in the right direction. So, ngayon ko lang na-gets nga nga pala na maybe may natulog na naman sa pansitan. But before we end on this episode, because I'm gonna use this, I think this episode is perfect transition for another topic, no? Before we go to the question of China, West Philippine Sea, kasi marami tayong pag-usapan dyan. I mean, ganito, what I noticed, Ronald, is the pro-Duterte people, no, mga empresarios na, are using this crisis to say, ayan pala bakit kayo nagyabang-yabang dyan sa China, West Philippine Sea, sobrang gulo pa sa Pilipinas, unahin nyo. In fact, yung line ng isa, diba? Yung line ng isang Marites dyan, sabi niya, yan kasi dahil masyado tayong West Philippine Sea, baka na-distract daw tayo sa mga internal problems and all. You know, when in fact, we should focus on external security, and our problem was we never dealt with this. Kaya ang gulo ng line nila Like, ayaw ng peace negotiations, the communist, I don't know anong solution nila sa Marawi reconstruction, and ayaw rin nila na labanan natin na West. Ang gulo. I mean, I just don't see, I mean, it's a ridiculous positioning that some of these empresarios are making. Anong basa mo dyan, di ba? Na dapat si BBM, wag mo na siya mag-ambisyosa na makipaglaban sa West Philippines, laban sa China. Focus na siya dito sa mga domestic. I mean, anong basa mo dyan? Obviously, we can do all of the above, but you clearly see ginagamit ng any crisis yung mga kampo na yan to say na let's be nice to China kasi we cannot afford it, kasi we're weak, kasi we're divided, because we have problems. And ako naman, wait lang, kasalanan niyo yan, di ba? You had 6 years to make Mindanao beautiful again, to make Marawi beautiful again. And even before that, I mean, Ronald, I don't want to get into trouble with military people because I think they're patriots. They fought the Maote terrorists well. But still the question is, bakit nangyari nung 2017 Marawi crisis to begin with? Because I talked to some military people and they were telling me, we provided the intelligence. We did our job. Ang problema yung political leadership who didn't act on it. Because remember, back in the day, this is 2017, Digong, drug, pupunta sa Russia, Putin. Remember, this happened during his visit to Russia, di ba? So actually, the position of some security people I talked to is that they did their job. Ang natulog sa pansitan na yung mga political leaders who didn't act upon the actionable intelligence that were provided on Maute in early 2017 and 2016. I mean, can we talk about that and then go towards the last part, which is, we're too divided and unstable to do West Philippine Sea.
Well, ayoko siya masyadong patulan dahil itong mga hindi ko nauunawaan ng mga argumento doesn't hold a solid foundation, no? Sabi mo nga, ikaw partly sinagot mo na yung mga
rhetorical ko tanong ngayon, binanatan ko mga kasyungan.
Magulo na ka, no? Pero madali yung sagutin Actually, ginagawa mo nga, binabalik mo sa kanila di ba? Halimbawa, yung billions na dollars na commitment ng China saan napunta, no? Kapalit ng inyong pag-affirm ng loyalty.
Including Marawi construction, di ba? Including Marawi, yun ang
isang Chinese company na nag-commit dyan, yung pala, wala naman palang resources, no? So, yan ay mga bagay na interrelated.
Sa World Bank. At blacklisted sa World Bank. Dodgy.
So, yan ay interrelated. Madali ang sagutin mula dun sa jet ski na gagamitin mo para maglagay ng flag doon sa mga contested islands, etc. No? Pero I doubt kahit sa mga surveys na gagawin if that will hold water. Itong ganitong klaseng spin, yung ganitong klaseng stretching it too far, no? Yung hindi ko alam kung sino yung maniniwala diyan. Pero I agree with you, mag-a-attempt sila na gamitin ito, no? Pero ang hirap no? Ang hirap gamitin if you're yung gumagamit ay standing on muddy ground, no? Puro putik yung kanilang paa. Mahirap siya gamitin. No, may ibang problema yung kasalukuyang conjuncture, may ibang problema yung kasalukuyang gobyerno, may ibang problema yung kasalukuyang mga political parties at kilusan na pwedeng ipaliwanag sa kasalukuyang conjuncture, no? Yun yung nakikita ko. Kaya hindi ko siya masyadong papatulan dahil parang hindi lang siya hindi logical masyadong stupid yung mga Oo, na alam mo naman na ibang-iba yung mga hugot. Ibang-iba yung mga hugot, no? Parang yung isang senador na nakalaban ko several months ago na sinasabi na wala namang nangyaring harassment, wala namang nangyaring aggression. Wala namang nangyaring ganyan, no? Kayo lang ngayon ine-exaggerate nyo, etc. So, it's a big non sequitur, no? Na piniti ko lang ng konti pero ayoko masyadong patulan dahil lumulubog siya sa sariling mga unfounded presupposition arguments, no? Tingin ko yung mga nagsasabi nito, malilito eh. Malilito sila sa
Yeah,
sarili nilang arguments.
right. Well, I mean,
Tulad
kaugnay
na
natin.
yung mga, sabi nga ni Nietzsche, choose an enemy that will honor you. Yun na lang ang ating
Aba,
piliin.
aba,
No?
aba. Malapit na tayo mag-Hegel ulit. Bago tayo mag-Hegel, palitan na natin itong topic na. I mean, please check out yung interview natin with Senator Raffy Tulfo. He has interesting Tulfo way of putting ito sa bully. What should be done with the bully sa West Philippine Sea. Thank you very much, Secretary Ronald Llamas, for that overview of the latest. I mean, of course, we don't have the final information yet. This is still a developing story. But yun nga, by the way, hindi mo sinagot. Anong take mo dun sa Marawi? Why did Marawi crisis even happen to begin with? If sobrang galing si Digong, sobrang matapang at lakas ng leader, bakit sa ilalim niya yung nangyaring Marawi crisis, which is, the worst.
Parang kanya eh.
The worst terrorist problem we have ever had, diba?
Diba? Parang kanya eh. Parang yung attack sa Israel ng Hamas, no? Na how can you not notice, no? Yung ganitong kalaking major offensive sa iyong bakuran, no? It's a huge intelligence failure. No, ganun din yung sa Marawi eh when it started, no? Dapat may mga preemptive moves na eh. 'Di ba? Paano nakikita mo na yan? May mga assets ka diyan, may mga monitoring ka, may mga drones ka, may satellite, etc. Dapat din ay na-monitor mo na before it happened para na-preempt mo or na-nip in the bud,
Ronald,
no?
as I was
Tapos,
saying, the problem
mas
daw was
worst
not
pa,
intelligence. The problem was that distracted yung presidente mo, administration niya kasi purong drug war, puro na lang
drug war,
purong narco
yes, that's
So, hindi binigyan na attention itong mga legit na security issues, including itong terorismo, itong tunnels na binibuild nila sa Marawi, etc.
Tapos nangyari pa yung mismong conduct. Dapat pag ganyan kasi, bigyan mo ng graceful exit yung mga yan para hindi masira yung population center. Na winasak mo using your air force, no, etc. etc. Talagang winasak mo yung Marawi, the beautiful city of Marawi. Usually yan, no, bibigyan mo sila ng daan para tumakas. Tapos tsaka mo na sila durugin at tsaka habulin, no? Mamomonitor mo naman eh. Hindi ako military expert, no? Pero from my limited perspective ay yun dapat ang ginawa para lumayo sila sa population center, para lumayo sila sa city. At I'm almost sure gagawin nila yan dahil gusto nilang tumakas eh. Ayaw nilang makulong sa isang lugar, no? Itong mga terrorists, itong mga guerrillas na ito. Pero hindi ginawa eh. Parang kinulong eh. No? Kinulong tapos dinurog. Eh syempre, kasama sa nadurog, no? Parang sa Gaza, kasama sa nadurog yung population, no? Yung mga buildings, yung mga magagandang lugar sa Marawi. At ikatlo, yung reconstruction lalong gumulo, no? Lalong gumulo. Halimbawa, may kausap ko dati diyan yung mga kaibigan ko na gumagawa ng water system para diyan sa reconstruction. Hindi sila makadaan dahil may mga problema sa right of way. Pero mo tubig very basic, no? Hindi nila ma-implement dahil may right of way problems. Tapos yung kinuwang Chinese company, blacklisted na, wala pang pera, di ba? Kaya na-delay ng ilang taon yung dapat nalaman yan from the start eh. Ba't hindi mo nalaman na blacklisted itong company na ito, itong Chinese company na ito? Dahil may kumausap ba sa iyo na Chinese na ito ay okay, ito ay napakagaling, etc.
Nakausap ko yung mga leaders dyan sa Marawi. Nakausap ko yung mga leaders sa Marawi. Na-insulto din sila na bakit hindi kami kinakausap niyo? Parang completely excluded daw yung local leaders. Ilang dodgy na Chinese company yung pinasok. Walang consultation whatsoever dun sa komunidad mismo. Syudad nila yan. Sobrang bastos yung nangyari. Sobrang undemocratic. Sablay talaga.
Kaya Richard, nakikita natin dito, tatlong epic fail eh. No? Yung before the attack, no? Yung epic fail na hindi mo nalaman, no? A failure of intelligence, no? Hindi mo na nip in the bud, hindi mo na divert, na durog. At ikalawa, yung mismong gera, no? Na winasak mo ang isang magandang lungsod. No? Ano yung mga tactical failures mo diyan? At ikatlo, yung reconstruction na very basic, very avoidable yung mga pagkakamali. no? So tatlong epic fail yung nangyari, 'di ba? No? Kaya tapos walang nag-admit nitong failure, no? Parang all's well, no? All's well. Yun yung kwan dito, wala man lang circumspection. Uy, nagkamali kami rito. Uy, pasensya na, no? Nagkamali rito. Ayusin namin, etc. Ba't walang ganung klaseng summation? No? Ba't walang ganung pag-amin? Kaya hanggang ngayon, problematic ang Marawi. 'Di ba? Yun yung nakakagalit dito sa Marawi na ito.
Thank you very much for that, Secretary Ronald Llamas. I really appreciate it. I think these two topics were very related, communist insurgency at saka itong problema ng terrorismo, religious extremism, among others. So I like the fact that we don't make it the typical, racist, Islamophobic civilization. Then this is a national security issue and mukhang may foreign element pa nga involved na hindi pa nga Pinoy.
Malapit sa puso ko yan, Richard. Dahil I organize in Basilan. I organize in Sulu. I organize in Maguindanao, no? South Cotabato, no? Gala ko yan lugar na yan eh. No? Hindi lang maganda yung lugar, maganda yung mga tao. I can easily say this is the richest part of the country. Pero dito mo makikita yung mga poorest communities, poorest people, di ba? So, ang laki ng possibility at hindi nagagamit because of failure of successive governments, di ba? Including mine, no? Yan yung pero some governments are more of a failure than others, no? At tingin ko itong previous government ay talagang mines up yung Marawi, yung Mindanao na nakakapagtaka dahil galing Mindanao yung presidente. 'Di ba? Galing Mindanao. Bakit nangyari pa yung mga ganyang klaseng pangyayari?
Thank you very much. Yes, on that note, and well, some of you may have seen my article today, the trial of Rodrigo Duterte. I mean, building on the trial of Henry Kissinger. Imagine if there's ever a trial. I mean, apparently he didn't show up dun sa subpoena court niya. But if there are court cases and all, one of the things that we have to go back to is anong track record niya dito sa Mindanao at reconstruction of Marawi. And if he was such a good leader and the favorite son of Mindanao, bakit ganyan yung situation ngayon, di ba? Dapat nun pa lang we got rid of this problem at saka yung root causes ng terrorism. Thank you very much, Secretary Ronald Llamas.
Salamat din, Big R.